Welcome to the All Around Joe podcast, where we optimize your human performance from my personal experience as an athlete, coach, and all-around self-improvement junkie. On this edition of the All Around Joe podcast, we're going to be talking about why this is the best time in our lives to get into the best shape of our lives. Seriously. And I have a ton of reasons to share with you today. This is like the lakeside chats here, coming at you at the All Around Joe podcast. If you guys are not watching this on Facebook or YouTube, I am sitting here out in the beautiful orchard land of Lake Chelan, Washington area with the beautiful lake behind me. And you'll have to forgive the dogs barking, the birds chirping, and whatever noise ends up coming through in the background that I cannot get filtered out with this nice high quality mic that I have. Including some trucks, because we're up in orchard country and it seems like people are not necessarily stopping their orchard work for the virus, which I don't know if that's an essential service or essential business or whatnot, but who knows? They don't really affect us here, and they're probably not affecting too many other people because there's not a lot of people getting together when they're doing that. But anyway, this podcast is brought to you by the Get Better Project, which is my online at-home daily workout program that we've been running far longer than this whole virus stay-at-home thing has been happening. So if you guys are looking for an all-inclusive workouts, nutrition, stress relief, sleep, all kinds of coaching type stuff, head over to the getbetterproject.com/30 days, and we're giving away 30 days for free of the Get Better Project. And then we're making it really easy for those of you that are in financially stressful situations to continue after that. So if you're looking for a longer term at-home program, we got you covered. All right. We're very sensitive to people that have financial issues right now and in the future, because this is going to impact us for quite some time. And we realize that. So if that's something that you want to get into and you're worried about the program that you're following right now, or that you don't want to start a program because you're worried about not being able to continue it once this whole situation ends, we got you covered at Get Better Project. We're going to take that into account and help y'all out. So getting into why this is the best time in our human, or I guess our lifespan history to get into the best shape of your life, is because we have never been stuck in a particular location, right? Like we've never been in a kind of house arrest or, having to stay in one location. And having been that way myself for quite a few years now, I've realized how much time that saves us. So when we don't have to leave anywhere to do our work, hopefully you're able to still maintain your job and your work and make all the money that you made before, then you're sitting pretty. You're probably just like, man, I wish I could go out to the restaurants or see my friends or my family that I don't usually see. But you're in this location where you don't have any other distractions. Okay, so if you usually would work an 8-hour workday, which I don't know many people that actually work an 8-hour workday, if you're being productive, you probably could get most of your work done in about half that time, or 6 hours maybe. Nobody's actually working 8 hours. So if you can be hyper productive, then you have all of this extra time. Even if you're not being hyper productive, you still have all this extra time, because most people have to commute to where they're going to be working. Or not only that, they spend or fill their time that was free time going to restaurants, going to bars, going to do these things that are not productive for them. And now they're forced to be staying at home. So that forced time at home gives you extra time to work on yourself, things that you should be doing anyway, but you're getting this forced extra time. So rather than doing the Netflix binge, you probably have already done that and you're running out of things to watch because they're not producing them fast enough. And you still would have time to do that Netflix binge and spend a half an hour a day working on yourself and your fitness and your nutrition. It is amazing. You have all of this extra time and you still only need about a half an hour. You could totally jazz it up if you wanted to. You're like, man, Joe, I need some extra workouts. I would make you personalize extra workouts if you were in the Get Better Project and you said, I need to do extra stuff. And a lot of times we have optional stuff that's like kind of like choose your own adventure. You need to get your abs to show up more, you need to, work on this strength movement a little bit more. We have optional stuff that gets played in there. You don't have to do if you don't have the time or don't have the need to do it, but you could add that on there. So you want to work out for an hour instead of your 30 minutes. Sure, we got you covered. No problem. I know that you have the time. Everybody right now has the time. So if you're not saying that you have the time, you're lying to yourself. And that's really what this is coming down to, is that you have all of this time to work out, no commute. You don't have to go to a job where you're going to be wasting a whole bunch of time at these silly things that come in between the productive work that you're going to be doing. You can't go to your bars, you can't go to the restaurants, you can't go to these places that are going to take up time. You can't get stuck in traffic right now. Isn't it amazing? You cannot get stuck in traffic right now. I am really interested to see what the environmental impact is at the end of this thing from the people not driving places, which I hope that our governments will look at that and say, hey, let's stop, or let's figure out a way to limit the amount of cars that are on the road, or the amount of cars that use up or hurt the environment that are on the road, so that we can maintain this clear blue skies without smog and all this interesting stuff that is happening right now. But that's a side note, tangent. As you can see here, if you guys are watching, I don't have my usual notes for today. I was just passionate about this subject, and I've been talking with people about it right now. So you have all this time, okay? And you have people offering you free programs, whether it is my Get Better project for 30 days plus ways to continue for almost nothing if you have financial instability after that. It is available to you. There's all these programs out there, whether you do mine or something else. So you have these incredible coaches that are going to lead you down this path. You have the time. And anybody that says, oh, but I don't have a gym or I don't have equipment, it doesn't matter. You don't need a gym or equipment to get yourself in phenomenal shape. You can do it with just your body weight. In our program, we have 2 workouts per day, the level 1 and level 2 body weight programs that don't require any equipment, 0 equipment at all. And then we step it up once you want to add 2 dumbbells and a jump rope. That's it. Or a kettlebell. That's it. And then if you do have a full gym, we offer 2 programs that have full home gyms, barbells and all that fun stuff. But you don't need it. You don't need it. And you want to know why you don't need it? Because I've been living in a 80 square foot van for the last 2 years, working out almost only with 2 dumbbells. That's it. And I do have a $21 Amazon band kit. That is it. You don't need anything to get yourself into really good, awesome shape. Yes, I just flexed my biceps so that people could see that I was in awesome shape, which doesn't really mean anything. But people like that vanity, right? So you have time, you have expertise for free right now, which is freaking phenomenal. And then the last thing that I want to talk about is that because a lot of us are having to shop and think about what we're buying and putting in our bodies, you have this kind of unique time right now where if you're utilizing your shopping effectively, and what I mean by that is grocery shopping, and what I mean by that is picking up your groceries rather than going to the grocery store, because why would you go to the grocery store if you don't have to? Now, I know there are a few circumstances where people, they don't have the opportunity to order online and pick up their groceries, but I'm running into a lot of people right now that are saying to me, I never really thought about it. I just go to the store and I buy, what's on the shelf and what looks good. Guys, so much of how you feel and how you look and how you perform, like mentally, physically, all of that stuff goes into what you're eating, and you don't think about it. You show up at a grocery store and say, hey, that box of crackers or whatever looks good. Those candy bar looks good, so I'm going to buy it. Now is the time for you to learn these skills that you should have learned when you were 10 years old, because school should have been teaching you these particular things. Your parents should have been teaching you these things. I mean, the parents don't really have much of an excuse because they didn't have anybody teaching them, but that's how it should have worked, which leads me to another tangent that I could go down, but I'm not going to right now, parenting. So you have this ability to go in like on the app, let's call it Safeway or Walmart or Whole Foods or whoever else is doing these app ordering systems, and you go through and you get to actually decide what you're going to eat. before you go and buy it and see it. So you don't have that, I'm hungry right now, I have the connection. You have to plan it. And the other thing is, a lot of these stores are not allowing you, or they have so much demand that you can't just go and order it and then go pick it up right then. You have to do it like, a couple of days or a week ahead of time, which is phenomenal in my opinion. It's phenomenal because what happens is you have to think. We don't have enough thinking in our lives these days. Most people are not thinking enough. They're running on autopilot. So if you're listening to this, hopefully you're using your mind and you're thinking, and that's what this will also allow you to do. You go in and you plan what you're going to eat, you're going to make. So you go in the app and you should be, if you listen to my last podcast on how you should be you're eating and ordering all organic stuff right now, if you can get your hands on it affordably, meaning that you can afford it, you should be eating that. But you get to plan. And what I would recommend is you go on places that have healthy nutritional recipes and you buy your foods based off of those recipes. So you go through and find a website, like I've posted a number of them on the allaroundjoe.com site. If you go on the recipes, and you can see how to batch a bunch of foods. So you go and you make dinners for the whole week, like the buffalo chicken sweet potato dinner that is like my favorite thing, which we have not had in a long time, which we should make really soon, but we just haven't. But anyway, you can go in there and get these recipes and you can see all the ingredients and whatnot. You can order those particular things from the store, and then you can make them and then have them in Tupperware for the whole week. And then you've learned how to shop, you've learned how to cook, you've learned how to think about what is in the particular things that you're eating, and you want to know what's going to happen once you learn these particular things. You are going to feel better, you are going to lose body fat that you didn't realize how easy it was to lose, and you're going to be eating food that you didn't realize how healthy it was for you and how good it can taste when you're eating really high quality healthy foods. It's amazing. So we've got these three things that you get, right? You've got time, you've got expertise, and you have the ability right now. You're almost like forced into this learning how to eat correctly. And if you're buying the same old crap that you would usually buy, fruit snacks, crackers, that junk, potato chips, soda that you would usually buy, now you're just losing out. It is ridiculous that you would even consider that because you have this extra time. You've got so much extra time right now. Time is the most important thing that we have in our lives, and most people spend it doing silly things. You should be much more critical with the time that you have. You should be doing things that fill you up, that make you better, that make you feel good. Spend time doing those particular things, and now you're forced to it. People are probably like thinking, oh my gosh, this is terrible. To me, this is the best thing that could have ever happened to you, period. Sorry, it is. It is. It's the best thing that could have happened to you. You get time to think about what you're doing. You have the time to get yourself into the best shape of your life, bar none, best time ever to do that. Unless maybe you're like you have a ton of money, you never needed to work, and you've got all the time in the world anyway. But for the majority of people that are forced into this, you have way more time, you have the expertise, and you have it being thrust at you to think about the things that you're eating, because you have to order them ahead of time. You got to go pick them up, and you have to bring them back to your house, and then either most likely make something, because you're not able to just order it from the restaurant or go to the restaurant and just eat the crap that they're serving you without you having any idea what's really in it. Mic drop. All right, guys, that's enough for today. If you guys have any questions about that, I would love to be able to help any of you with any of this stuff. And that's why the Get Better Project is there. The Get Better Project is our full circle, all-inclusive, at-home, online training program where we give you not only workouts with videos every single day, but coaching that goes along with that. All right. We're doing live stuff. We're doing Zoom stuff, which we never would have done before. Living in a van, now that we're stuck at a particular place, a house right now. So get involved with us. If you want to get better, we're looking for people that want to make themselves better, whether it means that you've got to lose weight and you don't really haven't really ever known how. You want to know how to exercise properly. You want to be able to get a great fitness program without having to go to the gym. And because gyms most times, unless you got a really good CrossFit gym or a really good functional fitness gym, which there are out there, there's tons of them. And if you have one, that's fantastic. But the majority of people are still going to these big box 24-hour fitness, LA Fitness type gyms. Man, it's like the freaking, it's a horror movie in there. It's terrible. It's like nobody talks to each other. Nobody's friendly. They won't smile at you. Everybody's got their headphones on. If you spend time at the gym like that, I can see why you hate it. I love working out and I hate going to those particular places. It is terrible there. People are just not nice. So if you want a nice, fun community of people that are going to help you get better, that are going to encourage you, that are going to, tell you good job and, work on the things that you need to work on and work with your own pace, then that's what the Get Better Project is. That's why it's there. That's why we created it. That's why we've helped, so many people so far, and why people are telling their friends and pushing other people to join. And we're giving it away right now for free. Just head over to thegetbetterproject.com/30 days. Give us your name and email, and we'll get you started literally today on, working out. Then we'll do coaching with you. We have a form that goes out once a week so we can check in on all of your, major indicators of stress and sleep, of nutrition, all that stuff. We design it for you. We make it your own. We bring you into the Get Better Project community of supportive people. All right, guys. If you have any questions about anything that we talked about today, let me know. Here for you. And unfortunately, I'm trying to think about what the show notes, where those will be. You're going to have to head over to allaroundjoe.com and look for the show notes. I believe it's like 244, 245, something like that. So allaroundjoe.com/244, 245 if you're looking for show notes or links or anything like that, although I didn't really mention all that many of them, but I'm still going to have show notes for this particular podcast. But it's because I don't have my iPad with me or my notes in front of me because we're doing the lakeside chats. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the sweet scenery. It's going to be about 70 degrees today, so I'm pumped on that and going to be doing some outdoor workouts today, getting some vitamin D. All right, guys. If you need anything, let me know. The All Around Joe Podcast, we optimize your human performance from my personal experience as an athlete, coach, and all-around self-improvement junkie. We'll see you on the next podcast.